So it carries 25% weightage. Okay, it is here the role of the institutes or the mentors lies. Right? By the role, and what is our role? Only 1/4, right? If I am going to claim, right, the success of you, right, then I am going to claim the responsibility of failure of the students also, right? So that cannot be done, right? Therefore, here it is you who are going to study, prepare, and clear, right? So we can play only 20% of the role in your success. We can play 20% of your success, right? This understanding. So which we can make it better. That's what the experience like, right? And the third part, when these two parts sync, right? The third part is the presentation part. Presentation. That is what the examination is, right? Say if this and this things, right, then it will be easy, right? Where you're going for mock test, whatever the test it is, right? So it is nothing but the presentation, right? So if the preparation is good, then automatically the understanding will be good, right? Then automatically presentation will be good, right? So these three things, good things, then only you can clear prelims, right? Say there might be always be, right? So one thing better than the other. If you keep on jumping over here and there, right? So you get this test batch is good here, right? So these people, this faculty is going to here. It is not so, right? One thing you have to understand is that, right? So 75% of the thing, right? So lies with you. It is you who are responsible for your success and failure, right? So therefore here, right? What I can say is, right? 6 months of decent preparation for this prelims would definitely take you or achieve that to the mains. So here the magical number or the mark you want to get is, right? So aim for it. It is 120 marks. Whatever the category you may be, right? You're going to clear. So how to do that? Say here, right? So it is between the number of correct questions and the number of wrong questions. So it is to increase the number of correct questions and to decrease the error margin. Then the luxury, right? So we offer to use, right? So making, right? So 4 questions right and 1 question wrong. Some exceptional cases like the paper is tough. You can go for 3 questions right and 1 question wrong. But the number of questions will be minimum 80 to 85. So that's what the decent score is, and with that we can, right? So get something around 110 plus, which is the clearing score. Right? This is a month, right? Just take it in the mind, right? So go and prepare accordingly. So I will go for a prelim session definitely. So now the class is resumed, right? So just I don't want to waste the time, right? Right. So here coming back to yes, the prince. So we said that we should not touch the property of the subjects at any instant, right? Then, right? So how should the king or the prince portray himself? So of course, right? So he should portray himself as a sincere man. The world will always respect sincere people, right? How the sincerity is being exposed, right? Say like, so the Gaja cyclone has come, right? So how the leaders are performing, how they are rated? By the sincerity, right? So and by their right, generosity or the other things. So qualities. Therefore, here the king should be an embodiment of, right, some qualities. So here next is, right, the prince should be a good showman. The prince should be a good showman and project himself as the embodiment of qualities, as the embodiment of qualities like generosity, sincerity, humanity, generosity, sincerity, humanity, mercy, and the like. And the like. Such qualities we say. So of course, again I say, right, so if, right, we talk about leaders, right, so the leaders of modern India, who comes to our mind? Only very few people, because very few people are sincere and they were generous and they were merciful and they were very dutiful and honest. So by king, right, what I say, right, even though he tend to be a fox at times, right, what he should be actually, he should be a good man, right, then, right, say, many of the great leaders or kings are paid because of this thing. What is this? Say, when a king, right, so loser or any, right, so garners power. There will be definitely people who are so running around you and they try to form a clique around you, right? So we call it as a circle. Of course, it happens for each and every successful person, right? And what these people will do? They will influence you. So what they influence? Very bad influence, right? These people are flatterers. So they will always be prideful of you, right? You will never ever be allowed to do your faults or critique. Say one reason for the failure of Indira Gandhi in 1977 election is that, right? Of course, she brought emergency. But she was being surrounded by flatterers, right? So the psychopath, these people, right? The such as that she was totally blindfolded, right? And she was made to believe that, right? Whatever she does, the people of India will accept that, right? Say she was being called by high titles like Mother India, Ma, right? India is Indra, Indra is India, right? So he has seen Jayalalitha of late, right? So, but right, so he has learned all these things from Indra, right? But one thing we have to learn from the history is what, right? So if we are surrounded with flatterers, then what these people will do? They will not never ever allow you to know the reality. That will lead to the downfall of the prince, right? So here the prince should avoid the company of flatterers because it will ruin his sense of judgment. Leading to his downfall. So the next thing is very important thing, right? Which is being followed by all the politicians of the world and particularly in India, right? So actually, Machiavelli, right, advises the prince to go for double standard of ethics in the interest of the state. So, right, if the interest of the state demands, right, what the prince should do, let's say here, right, he advises the prince, right, not to have permanent friends or permanent enemies. The interest of the state is permanent. That means what? You can change alliances, right? There is nothing permanent, right? So regarding friends or enemies, right? Say India and China may be enemy once upon a time, right? If, right, the situation demands, what they can do? India and China can gang up against, right, USA, right? Actually, there is an axis now going on, right? So Beijing, Moscow, and Delhi axis, which has been proposed by, right, Russia and China a very long time, right? If, right, it is favorable to India, what India should do? It should ditch ES and come to this alliance, right? Why? Because the interest of the state is more important than the friendship and other thing, right? So here, the prince should not have permanent friends or enemies. It is the interest of the state which is permanent. So of course, so we have seen many opportunities alliance in the Indian politics, right? So in the previous election they were with the other parties, and this election they will be with these parties. Maybe after that, right? So post-poll, what will happen? So they can change sides, right? So what that matters? Power, right? The interest of the party they say, right? That matters. Therefore here we learn from Machiavelli such tactics, right? Then the prince should mix. The prince should mix up only with a few handful of counselors. A few handful of counselors, and should not listen to each and every one. Of course, so this is true even in the modern nation state, right? If a ruler is going to listen to each and every one and is going to so he, right, the needs of all the people will happen. There will be no consistency in these policies, right? So he can, right, so ask the opinion of all the people. But what? He should listen only to the handful. That's why you have a system called cabinet. Of course, there are many ministers, right? So ministers of state, deputy ministers with independent charge, right? But still, cabinet ministers carry more weightage than these people. Why? They are in the circle, right? Certain things can be confided only among the close circle. So the prince should follow, right? Then the prince should never underestimate. The prince should never underestimate the strength of his enemies, and should collect current information about the enemy and should collect current information about his enemy through his intelligence and crush him before he is too strong. And crush him before he is too strong. Say that is right. So the prince should not wait till the enemy becomes a strong opponent, right? He should, right? So pick up them while he was small, right? So he was weak, right? If you allow them to grow, what will happen? They pose a formidable challenge, right? So that is why, right? So it is being particularly noted among the foreign policies of nation. So where each and every state, what it does, it tries to, right? So bring checks and balances within the power, right? So the power equations, right? They will never allow other countries to grow. Why? If they grow, they become a formidable challenge, right? Say there is a policy, particularly a policy in the foreign policy choices, containment policy. It's called containment. Circling a country, right? So with friends of the particular nation, right? So that it will not expand in its power. So what is it? So a prince should follow, right? Then the king or the prince should be better feared than loved. Better feared than loved. Because fear brings obedience for a long time than love. Fear brings obedience for a long time than love. So we are going to love a leader or a ruler as long as he does good to the people, right? If you're going to get freebies, TV, mixing, right? So grinder, tea, etc., etc., you love the leader. Once they stop it, what will happen? You will vote for them, right? You'll forget all the things they are given, right? So throw them away. Why? Because we tend to love people, right? But if it is fear, you see the helicopter right flying there, all the leader ministers are going to fall down and right, so worship the leader. Fear. So fear brings loyalty and obedience more than anything else. So you see, Machiavelli said that, right? So at that time, it's right. Then, if a prince conquers new territory, the freedom of the people should be completely destroyed. Freedom of the people should be completely destroyed. Because they will not easily reconcile. Because they will not easily reconcile to the alien rule. And will be looking for an opportunity to overthrow it. And will be looking for an opportunity to overthrow it. Of course, say if you look at the history, so there are many wars, right? Once the war is won, right? What the conqueror does, so they will unleash a reign of terror. Why? It's psychological thing. That means, right? Say actually they will not target the strong people; they will target the weak people. women, children, and the old people. They will burn the houses, right? They will kill anyone who come across. Why? Because right, it creates fear among the people. So that is they fear death, right? Ultimate thing what people fear is death. Then what they'll do? They'll automatically obey the new rule, right? That means Machiavelli supports war. And war for what? The expansion of the state. Actually, he is an expansionist. That's why he is a right, champion of power politics, right? There, right? Say the prince should be a miser. Miser Nayar. Who is a miser? Right? So who will not spend money. The prince should be a miser or lavish. Miser or lavish. That is, he can spend, right? Depending on the nature of the people. That is, right? If all the people are poor, right, and the king is going to be very lavish, what the people will say? See how irresponsible this king is, right? Then, if people are going to be rich and the king is going to be very a miser, what will happen? They will never ever, right, respect. So, depending on the nature of the people, the king should be either a miser or a lavish. So, apart from this, right, so whatever things said by Aristotle, like, right, the king should invent distant terrors. And the people should be engaged in non-political activity. They should be kept busy in non-political. And so all these things will come, right? Then at last, right, the prince should follow. The prince should follow expansionist policy. The prince should follow expansionist policy. What is expansionist policy? He should conquer new territories because he treats it as a normal, right, state. Those, right, state which never grows is something, right, stunted, right, is something abnormal. For him, a state should grow, right? So that's why he called a right, champion of power politics. Now you say, right, so whatever the things will be Machiavelli, right? So what is it? Most of them are unethical, even though they are very practical and real, right? So why do you come to politics? No one comes to politics to serve, right? Why? To acquire power, right? So, of course, not only money, there are many reasons behind politics, right? But what we say we come to serve. Similarly here, right? So, here, right? The thing, ultimately, right? So, the duty of the king is what? To protect his people and to protect his state. In the interest of the state, he can do anything, right? But, right? So, again, right? So, whether these things are justiciable or justifiable? No. Of course, right? So he prescribes double standards of morality. Say one of the criticism against Machiavelli is that, right? Say if the prince has been given absolute power and is being kept above morality, right? What will happen? Of course, it will lead to despotism, right? And tyranny. Why? See, you may not know what is the interest of the prince and what is the interest of the state. The prince will try to justify all the things in the name of the state, right? Right. What is that? But no one, right? So says that no, we don't go by. If you ask our politician, whether Machiavelli is right, what will they say? No, Machiavelli is right, ethically wrong. But what the actual reality is, Machiavelli still lives among the politicians. Why? Because it's followed in practice, right? So here, even though his principles are disagreed universally, but they are regularly followed. In practice. Right. So one thing I want to show you here is that, right? You may ask, right? So why the king should be given such a leverage? Why should we always be above morals, right? So for this, Machiavelli comes to justification. He says the reasons for permitting a ruler to follow double standards of morality, right? He said, if you look at thing, a wise lord. Who is a wise lord? Intelligent, perfect king. Can't or ought to be keep faith when such observance may be turned against him. What is that? What is the scope of good and honest people in politics? Can they win an election? Can they become member of parliament? So leave alone member of parliament, they cannot even become councillors. Right? Of course, it is not possible. Why? When such observance may be turned against them. And when the reasons that caused him to pledge is no longer exist. Say, that is right. So, then he explains the second proposition. That is right. If people are good, then what will happen? You can be good to them. So, we have already seen the human nature. What is human nature? When they are basically bad, they are not social, they are antisocial. And they cannot do good unless they are forced to or compelled to do so. Therefore, what? You need not observe such things with the people. Don't worry about the morality because these people are not worth it. What the politicians are saying now? Whether you voted for us, right? So, out of your conscience, how you voted? Cash for vote, right? You vote for freebies. Then you do not have the moral right to question us. The same you see, right? If men are entirely good, this prospect would not hold good. But because they are bad and will not keep faith in each other, the prince too is not bound to observe it with them. You people are bad. Then what? The prince need not be good. Let him be bad, right? You deserve such leaders, right? But don't worry about the people, right? So now he goes, right, beyond morality. And what he says? There needs to be no morals because people don't deserve it. So what is it? He goes to after despotism. See, here we can go with Plato. So what Plato did? He has given absolute power to the philosopher. But on what condition? He is a wise man, right? He has absolute knowledge and the king can do no wrong, right? Whereas here, right, what are the reasons for justifications? The king is not wise, right? It's not because of his wisdom. Because of what? Since you people are bad, right? So you don't deserve a good thing, right? So that was it. So therefore here, right? So here there is no ethics, there is no morals. What is it? It is sheer, right? So practicality. It's sheer realism, right? And it is sheer power. That's why he is a champion of power, right? So here, reasons. So this quote is in the book I have given, right? So it is the right to worry about, right? Reasons for permitting the prince. Reasons for permitting the prince to follow immoral means. Right. So here, as per Machiavelli, the prince is absolute. He is going to rule. Why he has given absolute power to the prince? Because of the prevailing situation. So only a strong and powerful ruler can unify Italy, right? So that's why again, right? So if you look at the thing, right? Many people criticize Machiavelli for being, right, so unethical in politics, right? But it's an unfair criticism. So in the right, for the first instance, I have said that, right? Had he born in different place and different time, his conception of politics would be different, right? That's right. Say, had we born at the time of Gandhi, so what will be our discussion about politics? It's something different, right? So for Gandhi was the Congress. Now who went after Gandhi? All the good people went after Gandhi. Now who is calling us? Therefore, who will go after these people? So that time different. Therefore here, right? So it is a situation which makes the people, right? So here, right? The prince as a creator of state. So now he says it is artificial. State is artificial. Creator of the state is not only outside law. It's not only outside law. But if law enacts morals, he is outside the morality as well. He is outside the morality as well. That is, because of the king or prince, you are safe. If he is not here, what will happen? You will die, right? Why? Because you are so bad, right? Therefore, here, right, to save you from yourself, the king has come, right? Therefore, whatever the king says becomes the law, right? And since law is the command of the king, right, he is above the law, and if the law is going to enact morals, and he is about the morality also. No standards of morals applies to the actions of king. The king's actions cannot be judged by morals. We say, right? Ends justify the means. What is the end? How good he is going to, right, preserve the state. Right? It is about the protection of the state. Therefore, here, right, there is no standard. There is no standard to judge his acts. To judge his acts, except the success of his political expedients. That is necessities, expedients. For enlarging and perpetuating. For enlarging and perpetuating. That is, just go on increasing, right? Perpetuating the power of the state. The power of the state. Say how far he has added to the power of the state. This is how the leader is going to be judged, right? So here, the state knows no. The state knows, K-N-O-W-S. The state knows no ethics. So I said, right? So even in India, there are some draconian laws, right? So why? Because we need it, right? Therefore, the principle of ethics will not apply to the statecraft, right? The state knows no ethics, and Machiavellian state is neither ethical. Machiavellian state is neither ethical nor unethical, but entirely non-ethical. So what is here? The standards of ethics won't apply here. Non-ethical in the sense that, right? So it won't apply to the state at all. Say such types of comment will be asked, right? So a question will be asked, like, right? Machiavelli's state is neither ethical nor unethical, but entirely non-ethical. Discuss. If it's 20 marks, you'll ask for discussion. What will discuss? You have to justify, right, the reasons for the state. Then what? The reasons for the prince. And based on what? Because people are bad, right? So therefore you are going to justify. And if you have been asked to comment, then what are you going to do? Come with your own criticism, right? So whatever being said and done, right? So entirely, right? So this proposition won't hold good, right? Say one thing we have to note here is that, right? If, right, people are so bad as a presumption, as perceived by Machiavelli, right? Then how come they come and form the state? So have you ever thought about that, right? Say state is a cooperative action. Say simply by fighting against each other, we cannot get hold of the state, right? State needs at least some degree of cooperation, right? If human beings are entirely bad, right? So, and they will only, right? So fear law, right? What will happen? They will fear law only when the law is in action, right? At night, law will go and sleep. What will they do? Then, right? So animal will come out, right? So they will fight against each other, right? But, right? So still people are keeping, right? So intact, and they obey law out of voluntariness, right? That means what? People are good, right? He has wrongly assumed that people are bad, right? And simply he has given an overdose of, right, this power. Say, not everyone comes to politics for power. If you look at Gandhi, right? So what is the simple Gandhi proposition? Speaking truth to power. That's what the thing is, right? Say, many people, right, so come to power not for power. So of course, at the time of India's independence, who was the most powerful man in India? Of course, Gandhi, right? Say, had he wished to become president of India, no one would have objected. Had he wished to become the prime minister of India, no one would have objected. But still, he chose to keep it. And that itself is what? A moral power, right? So therefore here, right, politics is simply, right, it's not a struggle for power. Machiavelli fails to understand that, right? And another thing he says is that he uses religion for the sake of state and politics. Of course, that is pragmatic, that is realistic. But in the modern sense, what will happen? It will lead to communalism, right? Say, this thing is possible in a homogeneous and a mononational state where there is only one religion, right? in a land, in a country like India, there are many religions. You're going to use religion, what will happen? Of course, right? So again, you have to, right? So look for so many Indias within India. So it's not possible, right? So therefore here, right? So even though whatever said and done, right? He cannot justify the unethical behavior of a king. So these are criticism, right? What do you want me to say? Just you can go, right? Now coming to the view of the state. Machiavelli's views on state. His views on state. How Machiavelli is going to view the state. From politics is what? Study on state. Say one thing about Plato is what? State is natural and it's organic, right? And of course, you're not given reasons, and he right, so give much importance justice. That is the harmony and social order of the state rather than other thing, right? And for Aristotle, state is natural, of course, right? And he justifies it. How? By saying that man is a political animal and only state can satisfy all the higher needs of man, right? And both of these people, right, treat state as an organic and natural thing. So in that sense, the state is the supreme association or supreme organization, right? Say, when, right? So when something is invented by an inventor, we always say that whether the inventor is right, important or invention is important. The inventor is more important than the invention, right? So of course, Machiavelli treats state as an artificial product and as a substantial mechanism view of the state, right? But right, so he goes to the other end of it, so glorifying the state. Because right, without state you cannot have a good life. So why? Not like Aristotle, not like this Plato is going to give knowledge, right? It is about what? Fear as a basis of state. Since we are all bad, right? Only an institution like state can, right? So protect us from ourselves or others, from ourselves. Ourselves being what? The internal as well as external enemies. So in that sense, right? He is going to accord a high position for the state and going to assign absolute and supreme power for the state. We have seen, right? Say of course, right? So he favors republican form of government because he was born in a republic. But right? So for the time being, at that time, he prefers monarchy. Why? Because only a strong ruler can control the people, right? The reasons I say, right? Of course, right? So in our right, day-to-day exam, right? Say here, right? If a leader is right, so weak, right? And if he allows, right? He has no control over his cabinet, right? Take the former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, right? So of course, he was an able finance minister. He was a technocrat, right? When coming to Prime Minister, he was not able or he was not right, so as good as Vajpayee. Of course, we can say that, right? But he had a control over his cabinet. Not at all, right? So if you look at the 2G scam, right? So what was the affidavit filed by the government? The Prime Minister said, I am not aware of what is happening in the IT industry. Because it is a decision taken by the IT minister. That means what? There is no collective responsibility and he has no grip over his cabinet, right? When the leader is weak, right? What will happen? Automatically the government crumbles. That's what happened to the UK government. It was got so many scandals, right? Because of no strong leadership, right? Then Modi came with a mantra. What is the mantra he gave? At all, leave the 15 lakhs alone, right? So he's not ever going to give that, right? What is the mantra he said? Such a thing, of course, I'm going to give you a good India, development, strong, right? Give me the complete, right? So majority, I'm going to do wonders. Of course, he's going to make, right? 3,000 crores other Vallabhbhai Patel statue, and he'll come with so many wonders, right? So all the 7 wonders of the world will be in India, right? So I take it for granted, right? So therefore, right? So why he wanted? Of course, there was motive then, not now. Then why? Because, right, he presented himself as a strong leader. Of course, right? So therefore what? Yes, a leader should be strong, right? So if a state should be strong, a leader should be strong. So there is nothing wrong, right, in muscle flexing. Because in this, right, in this world, right, so the present situation, right, if India is going to be soft, we call it a soft state. Okay? And the soft state is what? Something, right, not a well-going concept in this present international relation, right? Then what India should be? A hard state, a hard power, right? Say, of course, power is the only element which is being respected. Say, for example, right? Say, Americans, what Americans did? They entered Pakistan, Abbottabad, right? Taken Osama out of this thing, right? So killed him, right? Thrown him somewhere, right? Whether India can, right? So go to enter into Pakistan and capture, right? So this what is man, right? So the Mumbai Dawn, Dawood Ibrahim. Whether you can take it. It is possible only in the Bollywood cinemas, but nowadays they are divine. India is not as powerful as US, right? If India is going to do so, right, what Pakistan do? It is going to retaliate, right? Whether Pakistan retaliate US? No, it is not possible. Therefore, this thing has to be kept in mind. So Machiavelli was well aware of the fact that, and he says that state is supreme, right? So now his views on state. He treats state as the highest institution. State as the highest institution. Because it came into existence for the protection of individual. It came into existence for the protection of individual. Yes, since it's going to protect you, it is something higher. At the same time, it treats state as an artificial creation. It treats state as an artificial creation. Of course, it is artificial. But why? A high position for the state is going to protect you. Of course, he is able to justify it. Then the success and failure of a state could be judged by the prosperity of the people. Say, how a state is being rated. So today, right? So we say developing and developed state, right? Success of the state is what? The standard of living. That's it, right? So nothing beyond is being looked at. Whether the people are ethical, right? So whether they are moral, whether the it's a land of Buddha, land of no one is going to see, right? How powerful the state is, right? Then he favored monarchy. He favored monarchy under the prevailing conditions. Under the prevailing conditions. But his preference was always a republic. A republic means something ruled by common man, right? Whereas the head of the state is not hereditary. If you look at UK, right, England, it's a democracy, but it's not a republic, right? Whereas India is a republic, as well as USA is republic, right? So, that is the head of the state, right, is a monarch in UK, and it's a hereditary institution. It's not elected by the people. Whereas a republic is one, where the head of the state should be elected by the people. It should come from the people. That's what the difference is, right? So here, he said republic. That means what? There is no place for monarchy. But on the prevailing situations, what do you favor? Monarchy. Why? To unite the Italy, right? And to rule with an iron hand, right? If it is a republic, definitely is going to be a democracy, right? We know what will happen in democracies. So there is a power struggle. See, you have already seen that, right? So it became a battleground for ambitious politicians, which will lower the standard of the people, right? So here, he classifies the state into normal and perverted. Following Aristotle. A normal state is one. Which has a tendency to grow and expand. He says a normal state is one which has a tendency to grow and expand, right? Of course, the state can grow, right? So vertically by going for economic power, right? But it is going to go for horizontal growth. What it means? Expansion of territory. That means it justifies war, right? We say, right? Expansion was a symbol. Expansion was a symbol of healthy state. Expansion was a symbol of healthy state. And if the state did not pursue the policy of expansion, then it is a perverted one. Then it is a perverted one. That means what? The state should expand. So actually, right? So if you look at the European wars, right? So Machiavelli's ideas are behind this thing. But what about the 7 years wars of Europe, right? And other wars, so many things happen, right? Because every state tried to expand, right? So the English for some time and the French for some time. So there was always a power rivalry between England and France, right? So this happened. And right, the power struggle was joined by Germany. Whenever Germany becomes unified, it will disturb the balance of power in Europe. Then again, France and Britain has to come together and defeat Germany. Why? Say because what it did, expansion as a normal activity. Say what it did, Napoleon Bonaparte did. He has followed the policy of expansion. So you want to bring the entire Europe under his control. What Hitler did, he did the same thing. Therefore, here, of course, right? So he says it is normal. So applying our modern consciousness, what we can say? We abhor war, right? So we are averse to war. So we always want a policy of peace. But the reality has to be, right? So recognized here, right? Say, if, right? So Machiavellian proposition is false, then there won't be any border problems among the states. The very fact that there are border issues or disputes between different states, right? So which right proves the Machiavellian theory, right? So why did China want, right? Arunachal Pradesh. Not only it. So China is not claiming, right? So territory not only from India, it is doing this with all the countries, right? Even in Russia, it has a border dispute. But fearing Russia's might, it is giving mum, right? But then countries like India, right, is going to flex its muscle, right? So it has border problem with Vietnam. Say you see the South China Sea dispute, right? Why it is climbing? Because, right, China is going to be, right? So of course, it has now come out of the policy of one child. Now it is going for a two-child policy. Does mean that it does not want India to overtake China, right? So what it can do for the ever-growing population? It needs agricultural land, right? It needs, right? So land for settlement. Then what it can do? It has to expand, right? So of course, it is going for something in Mongolian desert also, right? So it is going something in Brahmaputra, right? So therefore here, every state, right, has a problem. So what is the problem with India? Of course, why do you want to be okay? I don't have enough land. It's not like that, right? Territory is always a symbol of prestige, right? So not only for the people, it's a symbol of prestige, right? The more the territory is, of course, you look at the powerful, right, so countries of the world, right? Say Russia, right? Canada, so USA, right? So all these, let's say Brazil, right? Australia, all these countries are having a big territory. Therefore, here, territory is a, right, associated with prestige. Then, the state should be completely secular. The state should be completely secular. And he subordinated the church to the, and he subordinated the church to the state. Of course, it's a good thing about Machiavelli. He is the first one to talk about secularization of politics, right? Then, law occupies an important place. Law occupies an important place in the state. And fear and force as an instrument of administration as an instrument of administration should be used sparsely. That is, he wanted a law-abiding state. A normal state is one word, law-abiding, right, expanding, right, and is suddenly ever-growing state, right. He just, right, so symbolizes a developing state. That's a developed state, right, or an ever-growing state, right. Then, right, he finally says, right, all states, all free states have two principal ends. All free states have two principal ends. One is to enlarge their dominion. One is to enlarge their dominion. That is expansion of territory. And the other is to preserve their liberty. And the other is to preserve their liberty. That means what? The state should be constantly doing, at the same time, it should keep itself, right, free from the foreign powers, right? So, of course, both are not, right, possible. Why? All the states will pursue these two aims, right? What will they? So now there is a concept of national interest, right? It's an instrument of real politics, right? When each and every state is going to follow national interest, it is going to justify its action by name of national interest. So here, what are the interests of the state? Two principal ends. One is what? Expansion. Other is what? Securing your liberty. You want to be free. At the same time, you want other state to be under your control, right? So there is inconsistency, right? So therefore here, right, say Machiavelli was adored as a great, right, so realistic man, right, as a great, right, so theoretician, right? Of course, he was a practical politician and political theorist, right? But at the same time, right, so he was being criticized. Why? Throughout his thought, right, one thing we can see, what is that? This divide of morals, divide of ethics, right? So of course, right, this Aristotle also, right, has favored monarchy, right? But what reason he favored monarchy? If all the people are, right, wise, you can go for democracy, right? If not, yes, a monarch will take, right? And again, right, so Plato assigning absolute power to the king. Why? King is a wise man, right? And he will always think in the interest of the people, right? Whereas here, right, he assigns absolute power to the king for different reasons. What is the reason here? Because the people are not good, right? So therefore the king alone can protect the people. And he says that, right, the kings know, right? The king knows what is best for the people. And what is best for the people? It is the interest of the king. It's not vice versa, right? Like Plato or Aristotle said, it's not the people's interest. It is the interest of the king. And the king acts on the interest of the state. Actually, right, the interest of the state and the king are inseparable. So the king will always try to justify his action in the name of state. That may definitely lead to despotism, right? So Machiavelli's state is all what? It leads to despotism. Right?
So did you also say that he deviated from the notional theory of Machiavelli?
Yes, of course, right? It did state as an artificial thing, right? But later thinkers who said the same thing, they want to talk about human nature and they talk about the artificiality of the state, right? They treated state as secondary. Whereas this man what? He did state as primary, right? So he ends as an absolutist. Of course, he ends as an absolutist, right? Then, right? Say, there may be questions, right? Machiavelli is a child of Renaissance. How? So how can you say that? Now, recollect his contributions, right? Right from the first. So, what you can say? Of course, he was the first modern thinker. Or it can be asked that Machiavelli is a child of Renaissance. What is that? Nothing but the contributions of Machiavelli to the political thought. So, how the first man talk about state in the modern sense of term. What is modern sense of term? Going for elements of state, particularly the element of sovereignty. Actually, sovereignty is a legalistic element, right? So which came into existence in the theory of Machiavelli. Then it was being promoted by Hobbes, right? John Baudin and others. Previously, there was no concept called sovereignty, right? So it is here the modern nation state, and it is the one to talk about the modern national state. The modern national state is what? A homogeneous construction, right? People may be different. They belong to different religion, races. When it comes to the interest of the state, your interest should be same. A common political vision and future for the people. Then, first to separate religion from politics. Then, ethics from politics, right? Then, right? State is secular, intuition. Then state as a human intuition and basing the state on the human nature, right? Say the scientific question. What is scientific question? He was able to justify things on a scientific way. He is not so taking the help of religion. He is not taking the help of philosophy. He is the first realist, right? So he's a pragmatic man, right? And talks about all politics. So all these things, you can say that by this you can say that Machiavelli is a child of Renaissance, or he is the first modern thinker, right? So there may be some acolytes, for example, great political observer. They say he may not be a good political thinker, but he is the father of modern political theory. Some people say and some people say that he was the greatest realist the history has produced, right? So such thing, right? So we'll go to the questions previously asked. So Machiavelli has given many quotes in the book, right? Because so here each and every quote explains Machiavellian concept, right? So you can see it in the book, right? So again, suppose you can see this two authoritative, According Machiavelli, one by Professor Dunning, other by Professor Sabine. Sorry, Jones. You know the thing, right? According to Dunning, Machiavelli was the first modern political philosopher. It is quite as accurate to say that he ends the medieval era as that he begins the modern. So it will be given, right? So here the same quote will be given and asked to discuss, or asked to comment, or critically analyze. What are you going to say? How he ends the medieval and how he starts the modern. The features of the medieval has to be brought in. How he differs from the this. Then Professor Jones says Machiavelli, more than any individual, and despite the fact that he is hardly a political theorist, he is the father of modern political theory. That is, he who heralded the modern political thought, in political science. How? Historical method, following Aristotle, scientism, so many things, So, say, like Aristotle, his entire theory revolves around state. So the survival of the state and the safety of the state. And he assigns power to the king for the sake of the state, So, and what is normal state? And the people will live in prosperity, So this is what Machiavelli. Okay. So the questions previously asked. So actually, it is an important area. So that many questions has been asked. So I have to compile the questions so far asked. So in Machiavelli, and if you look at the thing, all the questions revolve around one thing. So it is about the moral standards of Machiavelli. It is about the line and fast, So it is about the comparison between so Machiavelli and Arthashastra. Yes. Critically examine Machiavelli's views on religion and politics. Critical examination. What does critical examination means? Say examination involves what? So you treat yourself like a doctor. What a doctor will do? He is going to clinically examine you and come with an impartial analysis. If you are going to buy flu, he will say it's flu, If it is ordinary fever, he will say it's ordinary fever, Therefore here, without any so judgment, So you are going to impartial judgment, So critically examine Machiavelli's views on religion and politics. Then draw parallels between Arthashastra tradition and the realist tradition represented by Machiavelli, So by going for Arthashastra, we know the comparison, Draw parallel. Simply go for comparison. Here there's no need to analyze. So I always say that write what is being asked for. Not all the questions are analytical. Say 50% questions are direct, explain, elucidate, So this takes with this thing, So draw parallel. Nothing but compare and contrast. That's what, So you're not even asked to contrast. They were asked to what is similarities. Draw the parallels, Then power is an end in itself. And he, that is said by Ebenstein, So he was also a great writer like Sabine, So he inquires into the means that are best suited to acquire, retain and expand power. Thus separates power from morality, ethics, religion and metaphysics. Nothing but what? Machiavelli as a realist and how he is going to separate power and other things from politics, religion and ethics. So why? The means best suited. Ends justify the means. Then the prince must be a fox and the lion at the same time. Command. Of course, the advice to the prince. A prince who desires to maintain himself must learn to be not always good, but to be so or not as necessity may require. Again, what? Lion and fox. The same thing. So here, the entire thing revolves around what? The realism of Machiavelli. It's about ethics as well as the lion and fox, right? Then, I have resolved to open a new route which has not yet been followed by anyone. So what? Separation of religion from politics, subordination of religion to the state, right? Then what, right? The double standards of morality. So it's what the Machiavellian wants code, right? Then, say if it involves command, you are coming with your own criticism, right? Of course, you can criticize it with very historical example as well as our modern example. Criticism does not mean you have to go against it. What is it? Both for and against, right? Say I said, right? Even though universally disagreed in principle, it is actually followed in regular practice, right? The prince must be a fox, therefore recognize the traps, and a lion to frighten the wolves. The same, right? Fox and wolf, right? There. Discuss the importance of Machiavelli in the history of political thought. I said the contributions of Machiavelli. It's a two-part question. Is it correct to say that Machiavelli's theory is narrowly local and narrowly dated? That is, it will apply only for the conditions of Italy. So I said the foremost influence of Machiavelli is what? The conditions of Italy, right? That's why we always insist, right? It's the Sabine code. It will be apt, right? And he born in different place, different time. His conception would be different. Therefore, here, yes, it's narrowly local and narrowly dated. And human nature is what he says about human nature? Bad. So if you are entirely bad, right, then state is not possible at all, right? So since state is alive and it exists for a very long time means what? We are good, right? So Machiavelli fails there, right? Then Machiavelli's work is the first example of the way in which science and secularism have developed together in the Western world. That is, he has taken away religion, he has taken away faith, he has applied only what? Reason. So applied logical. So science is what? It's about observation. Yes, he observes the present condition, right? It is about verification. Yes, he verifies the historical examples, right? So he comes with the prediction. Yes, if this thing men are entirely bad, then the king should be bad, right? He should follow this, right? So science as well as secularism has developed together. Discuss, right? There. Again, draw parallels between Arthashastra tradition and the realist tradition represented by Machiavelli. The same thing as update. Question has been, right? So repeated without any, right, change in the word. Then compare and contrast the views of Kautilya and Machiavelli on statesman. Of course, right? Kautilya is also a realist, but he was more ethical than Machiavelli. So that was the beauty of Arthashastra, right? So he also did something in realistic politics, right? But not like Machiavelli. So the entire Indian political philosophy, right, pervades a concept called dharma. So we will never ever edit the dharma to go, right? So this is what the question is, right? Now you see, right? So I think we have done justice to Machiavelli, right? So we have covered all the areas from which the questions have been previously asked and is going to be asked. So there is no more scope than this what you are saying. So tomorrow's class I am going to go for thoughts. So actually it's a social contract theory we say, right? Before going to that, we'll go into the features of the modern political thought. So like what you see in the medieval thought, we're going to modern political thought. Then we'll go for the thoughts, right? And if time permits, we'll go for law. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we'll go for, right? Okay. Right? So see you tomorrow.